Hi there. I wonder if I just focused. There we go. Let's focus now. I can't keep calling these my last hurrah, even though I think every one of them is. And what I have in front of me is a large 16 by 20 canvas. And what I'm going to do, if I can find my spatula that I just placed where I could find it, there it is, let's just do that first. Let's see how far it goes and how much more I need. Now the thing about gold is, it is pretty transparent. So when trying to cover a canvas, you'd be lucky not to have to cover it once and then go back and do it again the next day, which if it's a thin enough coat shouldn't be a problem, in my opinion anyway. And I'm thinking for the sake of time and this video, because we really only have 20 minutes unless I want it to be part 1 and part 2, I am going to do my best to not worry about the sides. And I'm going to take the remainder of my paint. It's in a dish that I've talked about several times, that is finally getting kind of set up after being out here all day in this heat, and it is hot. And we had bugs land in our last painting. The royal we. No, I digress. Anyway, so we have a fairly decent coating of gold on there, and I used to say in the beginning, if I don't like my results, I won't share them with you. And I've been lucky so far. There's only been, like one thing I didn't share with you, and that was because the camera kept shutting off, and it was 5 different ones. And I've filled up enough airspace with my voice now, and I could probably use my finger at some point in time if some of that gold is coming over the sides. But that looks like a fairly decent coating to me. Wipe it off there, put it in the bucket, and I am going to take advantage of, I think anyway, the fact that I have some beautiful paint still. Muddy a little maybe, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to put and float a bunch of yellow. This might be really weird. This may not work at all, but to me it's worth a try. And I want to try. I am going to put, hopefully, a large circle in the center of this canvas. And if we're lucky, what? If we're lucky, it won't go everywhere. And if we're not lucky, it'll go everywhere, and then we'll do something else. What else do I want in there? I want my favorite turquoise in there. There was, at some point in time, some silicone sprayed into this mix, like 1 or 2 spritzes. I have some very, very well used spoons. I'm just going to start and pick what I see that I like and hope to be able to do something interesting. I could do, a semi-ring pour just with the spoon if I wanted to, but I'm not doing ring pours yet, but everyone else is, so that's fine. That's the way that works. I can take my spatula and go in here and pull some colors out down off the sides. Kind of what I'm thinking is to be able to show everybody what I've been doing as I've been adding. Well, I don't know if I want that black in there. Hang on. I'm inclined to just go ahead and freely do rude things like that. Take the wet paint, send it out. That's water. I don't want water on my gold paint. Thank you. And in a minute, I can probably torch what's there. I like soul and sun signs, and I can just pull my spatula right into the wet paint. I haven't done this with gold on the background yet. Maybe it'll suck. Maybe it'll just be cool. But I decided I would rather pull these through first. I'll touch that up later. Okay, I'll touch that up now. And I'm going to wipe off my spatula because I can. I'm going to try and remember some of the things that I did that people kept asking me about that got left out of other videos. But I'm just going to keep drawing lines out for right now. And try not to drag that thing sideways because obviously it moves the paint off the canvas too. And there's that water. I'm not going to worry about that water. Seriously. She said, not believing a word she said. Now I could be going back into my dish of color if I wanted to, and dipping my spatula into that dish of color. But I'm kind of having a good time. And I'm kind of believing everything's going to work out in the end. If I just keep doing what I'm doing. And I remember that fashion designer Missoni from the 80s that made knitwear designs that had lots of chevrons, little arrow shapes, sort of like those, knitted into everything. I'm sure I'm not the only one that remembers that. Why not just keep going? Well, that would be a good reason. But anyway, we may or may not be able to do something about that tomorrow. We'll see. Lots of times the paint will heal itself. I'm not overly concerned, other than that blob of water pissed me off. Not only that, ooh, look, we have some gold paint. If you can catch paint when it's still wet enough. I have some on my straw too. Let's fake it. I have a skewer now, and I'm going to go in there and see what happens. Nothing much. But I have some other interesting patterns, and I'm pretty happy about them. I don't want my shaky self to make marks that I don't want there. Wouldn't it be cool if you could actually tip this? I think somebody somewhere could probably use a straw or a heat gun or a blow dryer or something. I'd like those white marks to go away, please. I really don't want to mess with this too much because it's not a bad thing. And I will deal with those white marks right now, somehow, some way. And I think that some way for me is going to be by taking the gold paint. Because I can always make more paint marks, but making those white marks go away is not going to be easy. It may not even be possible. Which means I could just mess around with all this all I want to. I won't, I promise. I'll be good if I can keep stuff out of my way. It's changing things. Alright, so I'm going to wipe that off. I notice that I don't want any more weird brown color over there. Or mustard, or whatever you want to call it. And I am perfectly happy to camouflage that with something better. And if you didn't know it was there, by me telling you, you wouldn't know that I had done that. So that's okay with me. Now, I can see I'm not on a level surface. So we're having some runoff, which is kind of what happened some of the other times when things just started to get really interesting by me like deciding to drag way more colors out. This is not looking like you're ever going to see it at this point to me, just because there's too many mistakes going on. But that's not necessarily so. We're not done yet. I don't think it's doing any harm going around in a circle. I'm not super thrilled with this over here. So what that means to me is put something else over there. Something really distracting. And a lot of the other times I did stuff, I used gold dots to camouflage things, but that's not really an option at this point in time. I wonder what yellow would look like. And how far I can get that to go before I decide it's too far. We're almost halfway. Mama's got skills. Okay, that's weird. I'm not super happy with that. That's okay. Even really talented people sometimes make horrible mistakes. I guess this is my moment. I'm not inclined to share with you. I am really inclined just to chip this sucker. And that's what I'm going to do. Not only that, I can do all kinds of other cool stuff. Like, where's my spatula? Ooh, look, brown. Go figure. Let's just keep tipping. Let's tip, let's find the black, let's find the purple, let's save this sucker. If it's possible. Kinda think it's not. But I've thought that before. And I've been wrong. And I've got a bug in my painting again. Oh well. So I'm not done. So I'm just gonna take what's left here, I think. Put my paint in the bucket. My receptacle, I mean. And let's do some tipping. Let's get these other things out of the way. Let's get spontaneous and funky. Let's take my spatula and see what I can do. No guarantees. No guarantees it's not going to be horrendous, but like I said, I don't give up easily. And there are always swipes. And I must need a larger edge catcher than the one I have. And to clean off my tools, and the handle of my tools because it's sticking to my hands, and move some of my tools, throw some stuff in the bucket, and just be a generally better artist. And edge catcher in place. Let's catch an edge, squeeze it back and forth, see if we can avoid that flying object coming directly up our nose. Which was a bug. Yes, you guessed it. Bug interference, we'll call it this one. Ooh, that was a mosquito in mirror. No, I'm not doing the being bitten by the mosquito thing right now. Well, it's a colorful way to go out, if nothing else. I think I'm in need of whatever I want. that up there. It could be not horrible. She said it very hopefully. I don't want all that to go away, and I'm having no good luck with this moving down here at all. So what am I going to do down there? Something obnoxious. Let's be obnoxious. I used to be really good at that. I'm sure I haven't lost my touch. Wow, that orange is bright. This looks like something I would have done in my first week. Take that, put it up here. Ooh, that's cool. Need some nice cells up there. Let's see if we can do the same thing down here. Got enough paint coming over the sides finally. Let's hide some of those sun rays. Put my edge catcher someplace not in my way. Move my black out of the way. Well, maybe I want to put in the way again, because I really like the way that celled up. I'm going to wipe my tool off. Why? Because it's a good idea at this point. Sometimes these come out fantastic. You know, these mistakes in the making. Basically, I was trying hard just to avoid... Ooh, that's pretty. Brown. I have some more gold. There we go. It's a slightly different shade. But if you don't tell, I won't tell. Let's just be creative and make some beautiful marks with what we've got to work with. Working with what you've got, always a good idea. Let's steal some paint. And try not to make brown. Oops, too late. Okay, I'm going to find a straw, she said hopefully, and a skewer. Skewer that up. Well, it certainly isn't anything like what I thought it was going to be, but that's okay, because everybody needs to know you can rescue yourself from a bad situation if you have enough, well, let's say cojones. Is that kosher on YouTube? I don't know. I can't believe I'm even going to share this. You know, I really want some weird green, or some normal green, or some metallic green, or whatever you want to call it. Right in there. Yeah, I like that. That's what I wanted. That's why I put it there. Now, get my skewer in, lead it along. I think a little more of that somewhere else would be good. I don't think a lot more of that somewhere else is going to be good, but we'll see what happens. My tools are kind of not being taken care of today. It's sort of the last day of school thing. We'll see how that works. So far, it's working for you guys somewhat. I'm going to just cover some of the sides with the colors that are dripping down a little bit. Looks like I need some other things going on here. I like that little bit of orange in there. I don't want a lot of orange. Come on, out you come. Oh, really? Okay. I guess the orange had other plans. Just use my skewer. Lead it down. I think I need just enough in a few other places to move the eye around inside this composition, which is what I'm calling it. Faking Success 101. Oh, look, something already tried to make a spiral. That's, you know, I suppose I could take the torch to this, because it's been so cooperative so far, you know? No wonder I'm not totally ready to do that at this moment. I'm not unhappy with this anymore, and it's Got nothing to do with what I had.